Welcome, friends, to this week's edition of The Community, your breath of fresh air, positive television programming, where we bring you the issues, topics, and subjects that matter to you. We start the week's edition with the back-to-school issues. Our Preston Gill was on an empty campus at Northwestern Elementary that will soon be filled with kindergartners and first graders to file this report.
Summer's almost over. Hope you had a great summer, because in a week and a half, students return to the classroom here in the Zachary School District. That's right, August 9. This campus at Northwestern Elementary won't be empty anymore. It'll be full of 5- and 6-year-olds, just like the other campuses in the rest of the Zachary Community School District, going into its 10th year as an independent school district. August 9, returning to school. Get your gear ready, your school supplies, and on your commute to work, make sure you watch for those flashing lights as you go through the school zones. I think Candace has some important dates to share with you. They'll be in the newsletter that you should be getting in your mail from the school board, a message from the superintendent, along with some dates, your school board members, and for you pigskin lovers, Bronco football schedule.
That's right, Preston. I have a copy of that newsletter that Superintendent Drake will send out next week, and here are some of the important dates to remember. First, let me note that registration and orientation already began for students at Northwestern Middle last week, but on Monday, the 30th, orientation resumed for the little tykes at Zachary Early Learning Center, but obviously this is for the parents only and not the children. Now, follow closely as I quickly go over the orientation for the rest of the week and the following week. The dates and times will be on your screen. Besides this information being in the newsletter that you should receive this week, you can also access this information at the Zachary School Board website, which is zacharyschools.org. July 30th, parents only orientation is Zachary Early Learning Center. Monday and Tuesday, July 30th and 31st, at Zachary High School, the 10th, 11th, and 12th graders can get their schedules, their textbook, and pick up their identification cards. Tuesday, July 31st, at Copper Mill, they will have both the 4th and 5th grade orientations. Wednesday, August 1st, the Port Hudson Career Academy will have their student orientation, and also on the same day, Zachary High School will have their orientation for the freshmen and also Student University. Thursday, August 2nd, we have several things going on. Zachary Elementary will have both 2nd and 3rd grade parent and student orientation, and Zachary High will host their freshman only day. Tuesday, August 7th, Northwestern Elementary will have their 1st grade parent orientation. August 8th, that's a Wednesday, Northwestern Elementary will have their kindergarten parent orientation and also their student meet and greet. There are several times for this listed by last name, so please be aware of that. Wednesday, August 8th, also, Zachary Early Learning Center will have a meet and greet. And last but not least, Thursday, August 30th, Port Hudson Career Academy will have their open house. That's it for our important dates on our calendar. Now, there are some other dates you may want to be aware of on our school year calendar that your little kids will be out for. September 3rd, Labor Day, will be their first break. Also, take note that November 6th, Election Day, is a no-school day for the children. We also have off for Thanksgiving, November 19th through the 23rd, the holiday Christmas winter break, December 24th through January 8th, with students returning on the 8th. Mardi Gras is 3 days this year, February 11th through 13th, and their last day of school will be May 23rd. After filing his report from Northwestern Elementary, Preston went to Northwestern Middle, where 7th graders were being registered and attending orientation. Preston reports that the atmosphere was one of lighthearted anticipation for the upcoming year, and maybe a little bit of disappointment from the students that the summer break had ended.
Ellis Diaz.
Preston Diaz.
And why are y'all here?
Orientation.
And registration.
A little bit louder.
Orientation and registration.
All right. Preston, what grade will you be in?
7th.
What'd you do for the summer?
Went to the beach a lot. Very fun. I don't think I want to see another beach for a while though.
What grade will you be coming to?
So,
Are you looking forward to school?
yeah, I can say that.
Is school as fun as the beach?
Maybe.
You're only saying that for the camera. Aren't you?
Yes.
What do you like about Northwestern?
It's just all the teachers are nice. It's just a very good school to me. Everything's good. Nothing bad about it.
You're looking forward to the school year?
Yes, sir, I am.
Making good grades?
You better.
Most students have attended Zachary schools previously, but some are just beginning in Louisiana's top school district. Obviously, these parents are excited by these prospects. Preston caught up with one of those parents and his 7th grade son.
My name is Tim Venable.
And my name is Jesse Venable.
I understand this is your first year here?
It is, yes.
Yes, sir.
Why are you coming here?
Well, we're going to go to Zachary school system because it is the #1 school system in the state for 7 years when we're here, and the community is excellent, and it's a good environment for my children to attend here. So.
And what did you do for the summer?
Oh, well, I went to all my family and friends and did a bunch of stuff, and my mom got married, and it was fun. I had a great summer.
And are you looking forward to the school year starting?
Kind of, a little bit. I'm happy to go to school, but not necessarily the work that is going to be my favorite part.
What is your favorite subject?
Oh, that's a hard question. I guess science.
All right, well look, welcome to Zachary Schools. Have a great year.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
We want to wish everyone a safe and successful school year here in Zachary and the surrounding areas. And don't go anywhere, friends. The community will be right back after these messages.
This is Annie, born at 2:48 a.m., Lane Regional Medical Center. Our first baby. I was so excited and nervous, but everything and everyone around me was perfect, including Annie. 10 perfect fingers and 10 perfect toes. My doctor said, "You're gonna love Lane." What he didn't say was how much they would love us back. Baby Lane, where the road of life begins.
This week's segment of Parish Profiles with TRAE Welch is about area fire and rescue services, as well as how communities like ours can stay strong and vibrant. Now for Parish Profiles.
Hello folks, this is Preston Gill on busy Main Street, 5734 Main Street, right across the street from Walmart at the office of Attorney TRAE Welch, who happens to be your District 1 Metro Councilman. We appreciate the councilman joining us each week on Parish Profiles. This week, hearing an ambulance in the back, let's talk to TRAE about some of the outlying fire district protection areas and the fact that they don't just cover fire, they help protect us and bring us first aid in case of emergencies. And let's talk about how we can continue to make Zachary the place it is, how we can continue to keep it a vibrant and growing community. Let's join TRAE. Councilman, Zachary has a great fire rating here inside the city limits. On the outlying areas, there are other fire districts that Zachary assists in, if I understand correctly. Can you tell me a little bit about those issues? I think Cheneyville has a fire district, and of course, probably most of our viewers are familiar with Fire District #1. Tell us a little bit about that, please.
One of the things that's been real proud of is that there's a volunteer board, Cheneyville Fire District, and they have worked really, really hard to improve their fire ratings. Not only have they improved their fire ratings, but they've also improved service. Right now we are working to get them another fire house so they can expand the existing service that they have. Hopefully we'll eventually be able to get professional fire service out there 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. But we also been real proud about the District 1 Fire District. Currently, the City of Zachary provides those fire service to District 1. District 1 fire is also improved because of the efforts of the city of Zachary.
You know, before I came into the office, I heard a siren headed this way. What maybe a lot of our viewers don't realize is that a lot of these calls aren't always fire calls. Is that accurate?
What a lot of people don't understand, though, is fire does not necessarily always mean fire. It also means anytime somebody has a car wreck, anytime somebody has a problem at their house, 90% of all fire is medical calls. And anytime you've got somebody that's having problems, the fire department's generally the first ones to roll. Fact is it's kids. I mean, you want to look at the strength of a community, you look at how strong their schools are. You want to look at the strength of where you're going to see this community in a few years. You start looking at where are your kids, what kind of education are they getting, what kind of opportunities do they have to work. Zachary, or anywhere in the surrounding area. I mean, that's really what we're looking for. We're looking to make it as a conducive environment to have people to come back in and be able to reinvest what they've learned and not just take away, and then we just keep it going. And that's what makes, to me, that's one of the things that makes a community vibrant. Is you have to have a good mix, but you also have to make sure that you keep those opportunities viable for people to come back in. And you grow, but you grow smart. And you make sure that you have a good mix of business, you have a good mix of residential, you have to have things for people to do. You have to have economic development, but you also have to have quality of life issues. And those are the main things that we all focus on. And it doesn't matter if you're sitting on the council, or you're sitting in the mayor, or you're sitting on the school board, or you're sitting at your house. You got to be involved. And it takes all of us working together. And it doesn't mean that you need to always have to have a title, but it does mean that you have to care. And you have to, and the only way that other people see that you care is that you show it by showing up.
Councilman, you've told us each week how your constituents can get in touch with you. If they want to get involved, or if they have any questions about how to get involved, or if they have any questions about issues going on in the district, or if they need assistance with something and they want to reach your office, please, again, let us know how they can reach you. I know there's several ways.
Well, couple of three ways that we've got. We've got by the telephone. My assistant is Lisa Rio, and the number is 389-5170. You can also get in touch with me by email, which is twelch, W-E-L-C-H, @brgov.com. And then also we have our monthly meetings, and I look forward to people coming and being informed. There's no set agenda. A lot of times we'll have some topics, but it's open to everybody, and we look forward to hearing any complaints, or we look forward to working and partnering together to make sure that this is a much better place than what we left it.
Thank you so much for that, Metro Councilman Welch. And now we're going to commercial break, but don't leave. The community will be right back.
Searching for a bank you can depend on? Look no further than the Bank of Zachary. We're more than just checking and savings accounts. We put reliability and convenience in the palm of your hand with simple and secure online, mobile, and telephone banking 24 hours a day. We offer competitive rates on any and all loans you may need, personal or business, plus a long history of strong relationships, personal service, and financial security. That means your best option is the Bank of Zachary.
Now, as promised last week, we will have our second installment of our series on outgoing Superintendent Warren Drake. This week, we will talk to one of his first hires, who has been the business manager and was recently selected to fill in as interim superintendent when Mr. Drake leaves, as the school board continues its search for a new head of the school district.
Gordon, appreciate you visiting with us on our show this week.
Thank you, sir. Anytime.
All right. We're visiting with Gordon Robinson, business manager of the Zachary Community School District. Gordon, we visited with the superintendent. He said that you were his first hire.
Right.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, for me it was a good thing, and I hope for the system it was a good thing.
Tell me some of the things that you have helped oversee in regards to building this school district the way that it is.
Well, one of the major things we did is back in 2004, we passed our first bond issue to start constructing new buildings. The first school we built was Copper Mill, and because we needed another school, and the people that ran or managed Copper Mill were nice enough to donate 15 acres for us to build Copper Mill. And then the middle school, we knew the middle school had to be built also, but the first thing we had to do was get some room for the students. And then basically what we did is we built the middle school on the same ground. We just built it behind the school. When it was finished, they just walked out the back door, and we took the other school down. The last thing we did over there, we kept the old gym and all auditorium, and what we did is we renovated both of them. Originally in the plans we were going to take them down, but they had historical significance, so what we did is we renovated the auditorium and renovated the gym to make a PE gym out of it.
I understand y'all have clustered your grades together.
Right. Basically what it is every child goes to every school. So if you moved into Zachary and you had a preschooler, a 4-year-old, they would start at the Early Learning Center, and then they would go to Zachary Elementary, Northwestern Elementary, then they would go to Zachary Elementary, then they would go to Copper Mill, then they would go to middle school, and then they would go to high school. So every student goes to every school.
And that way you don't have one school complaining.
Right. You take out this stuff about, well, this school has better teachers. And the other thing it does, it's more continuity for the students. They move together. They're used to being with each other. You know, they interact with each other, and it makes it for better cohesion of the students.
Now you told me that there was another thing that makes for a seamless transition from one school to the next about the equipment that you've got in the schools.
Every school that we have in the district, every classroom is equipped with the same equipment. They all have overhead projectors mounted in the ceilings. They all have smart boards. They all have computers in the rooms. Most of them have permanent computer labs, and they also have mobile labs, which are laptops that they check out and take to their classrooms with them. We've completely changed the campus of the high school. We built a new administration building, new classrooms in the front. We also built a new ROTC building. We built a new vocational building that houses our welding, and also we built new greenhouses. And we built a brand new competition gym and a PE gym. We also are in the process of completing a new performing arts theater. And also there's an academic and athletic building in the back that we built.
You don't have a bad football stadium either.
We looked at the old football field, and what was happening is soccer starts during football season. Soccer cleats tear up the football field. So every year we spent probably $50,000 to redo the field after soccer was through. So we ran the figures, and it was economically feasible to put in an artificial field. So we were the first ones to put in an artificial track. We have an artificial football field and a track.
That enables you to host a lot of events.
But that was the other thing. We only had 7 lanes. You have to have 8 lanes to have a competition. The track was going to have to be redone anyway. And so when we ran all the numbers out, it worked out that we could do it. Just a side note, when President Bush came down, when he was still president, he flew into Baton Rouge and flew over it, and he asked one of the people on the plane what junior college was at with the football field.
Yeah. Your teachers, their compensation is probably one of the best in the state.
Yes. When we started with our teachers, they were making like 27 plus. Now a starting teacher starts at 45 plus.
So between wanting to be in the best district in the state, wanting the best money in the state, wanting some of the best students in the state, if you're a teacher, this has to be the plum job.
Oh, it is. Well, the other thing too is, and Mr. Drake's philosophy is, give the teachers what they need. Most school districts, you go, they give the teachers maybe 2 reams of paper and say that's your copies. We furnish them all the copies we want. We pay for over 10 million copies a year.
In your 10 years here, what has been the surprise? What has been the most rewarding? And maybe what's been the most difficult thing?
Probably the biggest surprise was when the board started and set down their goals and objectives and philosophies. You know, they said, well, in 5 years we want to be in the top 5. As soon as we could qualify for the state's rank and everything, we were number 1, and we've been number 1 for 7 years in a row. That was a surprise, and that's the most rewarding too. You know, and basically, you know, the superintendent's philosophy is just do the best you can. And you know, he's told us before, you're not always going to be number 1, but you do the best you can. You know. And I think that's the biggest surprise. And the biggest surprise, too, is the growth. I mean, we started with around 2,700 students, and we got 5,300 students this year.
Well, I know this isn't a news alert, but people are moving to Zachary just to be here in this school district.
Let me tell you, we've had people call from New York. We've had people call from Texas and said, look, my husband's getting transferred to Baton Rouge, and we heard about Zachary. But to give you an idea of parental support, we've had 7 celebrations for being #1. The last one we had 4,000 people in the stadium. It's a community celebration.
Do you see the need of going to the community again with a request for more money, first? Second, where do you see the district going as far as their expansion?
Well, one of the things that was a result of the 1st and 2nd grade was that we looked ahead, and we counted up, you know, we're not going like we were. We were getting 400 kids a year. Last year we got 150, 160. And we looked ahead and did the numbers, and we figured, you know, if we did what we're doing now with construction and built a new school and then, you know, changed the grade cluster, that we can go the next 10 years and not outgrow the buildings, not have to get T buildings again. As far as going for extra money, right now we're looking at it. We're not sure. We may not have to. We just don't know. One of the things you never know, and especially like at Zachary Elementary, when you start remodeling or when you start tearing down old stuff, you don't know what you're going to find. But we're trying to work it out where we don't. So if we don't now, it may be, you know, not to say we won't ever go again. You know, it depends on the growth factor. You know, if all of a sudden it picks back up and starts growing at 400 or 500 a pop, then that 500 is a school. That's a whole school.
Gordon, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. It's been a pleasure visiting with us.
Oh, you're welcome at any time. Come see us.
We sure will. We'll be a regular.
Yeah.
Last week on Selling with Suzi, we got some excellent tips on how to choose the realtor that's best for you. This week, Suzi's back with some great ideas on how to choose interior colors that will catch the eye of potential buyers.
Hi, I'm Suzi Gautreaux with Keller Williams Realty. This week, we'll be discussing how to choose home interior colors. Make the most of your home by creating spaces that you'll want to spend time in. Here are a few simple ways to choose. Watch what you wear. Use the colors or patterns of your favorite outfit for inspiration when choosing wall color, trim, and fabric. Create a color palette. You can Google a palette generator online. Enter the web address of any image on the internet, and the program will create an entire color palette based on the image. Collect images. Browse popular design magazines and online sites for latest ideas and freshest color schemes. Even the most out there styles can be adapted to suit your home if you find them appealing. Stay neutral. If you're getting ready to sell your home, change your walls to a tasteful, subtle, neutral shade. That way, potential buyers can more easily envision their own furnishings in the space, instead of being overwhelmed by colors that may be more you than them. Maintaining the condition of your home protects your investment and provides you with an asset you can enjoy every day. For more information on this week's topic, or to view any of our many property listings, please visit www.suzigautreaux.com. Here are this week's featured properties.
This is Annie, born at 2:48 a.m., Lane Regional Medical Center. Our first baby. I was so excited and nervous, but everything and everyone around me was perfect, including Annie. 10 perfect fingers and 10 perfect toes. My doctor said, "You're gonna love Lane." What he didn't say was how much they would love us back. Baby Lane, where the road of life begins.
Healthcare has seemed to be a hot button topic for quite a while, but the fact of the matter is that we all face healthcare issues in our lives, either personally or in our families. It is reassuring to know, however, that we have outstanding healthcare providers and an excellent community-based hospital system right here in our community. Some patients, such as diabetics and others, are referred by their doctors to hyperbaric therapy. This uses oxygen to help the body heal and rejuvenate itself. Lane Regional Medical Center has such a unit here in Zachary, and it is the topic of this week's Good Health segment.
Our topic today is hyperbaric therapy.
Hello, I'm Cindy Connerly, and this is Lane Regional Medical Center's Hyperbaric Center. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy is a delivery of oxygen at 100% oxygen systemically to the bloodstream, which helps increase the effectiveness of the tissue healing process. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy is pressurized oxygen used for the treatment of various wounds. In the Hyperbaric Center, we use the pressurized oxygen to help with wound healing. We treat osteoradionecrosis, we treat diabetic foot ulcers, carbon monoxide poisonings, and many other types of diagnoses. We treat at 2 to 3 atmospheres of pressure depending on what your diagnosis is. For instance, carbon monoxide poisoning may be only 1 or 2 treatments. Therefore, diabetic foot ulcer will take up to 30 treatments, sometimes even 40. We also treat skin grafts and various other diagnoses here. The benefits to a patient to have hyperbarics would be increased healing time. The compromised patient who has had trouble, for example, a diabetic foot ulcer that doesn't heal, they've had this for a long time, this way it forces the oxygen into the tissues to help with the healing process. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy is here for our community. It's pure and simple.
We're so pleased you chose to join us this week for our program. The community appreciates all of our viewers, and we look forward to continuing to bring you positive programming. You can view recent episodes of our program on our website, omniproductionsla.com. If you're an owner or manager of a business and you want to help us continue bringing this kind of programming to the community, please call us at 225-505-6294 to discuss advertising on our show. Well, folks, our time has run out, and we will sign off hoping you a wonderful week, and we hope that you'll join us again next week and every week here on The Community.